this. Okay, so tonight, guys, we're going to share some of the big takeaways that that we had at conference this last weekend. If you hopped on Room at the Top from today's training, Lacey talks a lot about, all the new things that are going on right now. There's so many things happening. This company is just, we are sitting ready to just launch. So so get ready and hang on. But if you have pen and paper, you'll want to write down some of these things, but everybody's going to share their biggest takeaways from this weekend. And I'm going to start, and I just want to give you a couple of things. And I know that, when something jumps out at me, I know personally for myself, it's something that I needed to hear. And it's something that is definitely going to impact how I'm doing things. So, what jumped out at me was, first of all, and this was, a lot of it came from Sheila Curtis, and this was from the leadership. She talked about asking, that if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So when you think that people see your stuff, make sure that, don't assume it. Just reach out and ask them if they want to join you or if they want to use your products. And I think about how many times, Amber asked me and how long it took me to answer or took me to decide, and I sometimes would think, oh, I'm bugging people, if I kept asking them. But again, we know that it takes up to 12 times before somebody actually says yes. And just think, if you don't ask, it's no. And if you stop asking, it can be a no. And then the second thing was to post daily and have your face out there daily. And it doesn't always have to be just product, but do people know you have a business? If they come to your page, let's say that you have a person that only comes to your page once every 3 days, and if you post up, do you post so that they're going to see a business post or a product post every single day? Or do they have to scroll way back? Because most people will only scroll 2 or 3 back to see whatever's there. So do they know that you have a business? If I went to your page right now, would I know that you have a Xyngular business and have products available? And then the third thing, and then I'll pass this on. The third thing was one of our best products is our compensation plan. And you've heard our new president talk about how we have got to share our compensation plan, let people know we have it, because there is nothing out there like this. There is no other network marketing company that has a compensation plan that does everything that ours does. They have bits and pieces of it, but they don't do everything. And so, so we need to be making people aware of what the compensation plan is and how it can benefit them. And it doesn't have to be big things. Like, for Greg and I, it was, we wanted walkaway income. We wanted to buy land. We've done that, right? But it doesn't have to be big things. It can be just, being able to take your kids to Sonic, being able to take your parents out to eat, being, whatever it is. So anyway, I'll pass it on to Greg. Oh, okay. So Jody, we'll pass it to you.
Sorry, I wasn't really expecting that. Okay, so I'm going to start with a couple of actually from Jana. Is it Dyer? I always say your name wrong.
Jana Dyer. Yep.
Okay. So one of the things she says is find your strengths. Okay. Focus on your strengths and not your weaknesses. Be yourself and don't change who you are. And your focus still needs to be on your business, but you also have to focus at least, 20% of it on yourself. What was the other one I had? She had a lot of good ones too, or a lot more. And then this one came from Mark and Kim Ann. I don't know if anyone else has really ever thought about this, but you think you're talking to yourself and you're saying, I think I can, I know I can, but I don't. So why? That was a big one for me. That one really hit me because I really do need to figure out my why. And I don't feel like I'm going to grow until I figure out what that why is. So, for me, I'm thinking, okay, I want to pay this off and I want to pay that off and I want to do this and I want to do that. But is that really my why I want to do this? So that one really connected with me. And then the other one came from, sorry, I have 3 of them amongst all my notes. Okay, so avoiding the trap of overwhelming when you're talking to people or sharing. Less is more. Prioritize the basics, you know, the products, the comp, the plan, and, you know, realize you're not for everyone and everyone has different personalities. And you just have to you know, they could be a part-time person, they could be a full-time person on your team, they could be a sometime person, but everybody's personality is different. And you need to just focus on that and realize that they're not gonna receive, or they're not like you, you know what I mean? So you just have to learn to kind of just go with the flow. So
Love
that's my
that.
take.
Love that. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, Carly, you want to go next?
Okay, we're just gonna pretend I'm Jen. Okay, so the first thing was from Sheila Curtis. Is my volume off? Or
Yeah,
my
we can hear
speaker
you
on?
good.
Okay, okay.
Perfect.
So from Sheila Curtis was distraction, traction, that leads to action. And then John Adams, you are unique, work on yourself daily, and you can control your destiny. And then the last one was from Oliver Dibley. Rest at the end, not in the middle. A lot of us, well, me, I know when we were all talking, we all kind of like felt like in the middle, we felt like we were resting, and then we feel like we're lost in what we're doing. So it's really to just keep pushing ourselves, and the doing like our daily development, personal development is really going to help us not just be resting in the middle, help it keep us going.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Nancy, you want to go next?
Sure. So the first one was, don't worry about the past. You have to focus on today. You have to focus on yourself. How are you going to do that? So my takeaway and goal is go for Founders Club. When you meet the Founders Club goals, you will meet your other goals. So what are your other goals, or what are they? So get a whiteboard and write down for Founders Club what those how many legs you need, what do you need for, who do you need for the manager, who do you need for quick start 1 and 2. Look at each quarter and figure that out. Go for 3 months at a time. So look at October, November, December. So I did do my whiteboard and I completed that last night. Then also look at what rank do you want to be at by the end of December. Do you want to be at a different rank than you are at now? What do you want your volume to be? So when you're looking at your Founders Club and you're focusing on that, your volume should also increase. The next part of that is write things down. Why do you write it down? Because that's how you measure your improvement. So if you're going to be talk and no action and no writing down, you're not going to get anywhere. Write it down on the whiteboard, use your IPA book, and use the weekly success tracker that they talked about today. Also the reminder to go ahead and do things afraid. What will you do on your worst day to remember that? So if you're working on your worst day and it's tough, that you put into perspective so that you know where you can be on your best day. Measure small successes and determine and look at that as a perspective. So what can you do today? And looking at tomorrow, how can you do things 1% better than the day before? And the last thing was fail forward. You need to look at a perspective from 1 to 10. Your ones are your disappointment and your failures and what you don't understand. Your 10 are your families, the income, and you look at that. So you're going to have times where it's 1, you're going to have times where you're at 10. And like Oliver said, you know, we'll be at 4s and 5s, but you look at that all the time and you look at where you're at, look at those 1s, but you need to go through the 1s in order to hit the rainbow and get your incentive at the top.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Jennifer?
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. So I have down, if you hate change, you will hate irrelevance even more. I wrote that down wrong today. What the heck? Everything worthwhile is uphill. Weed through the negative thoughts. Courage to continue that counts. Go out and win anyway. Find what drives you to be there. Be the best you can be. Show up to go up. And you are the bridge to their confidence. And then my action steps, I wrote, always work harder on you than your business. And if you have a dream, chase it.
Awesome.
I love those. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So Heidi, you're going to be next, but guys, I want to shout Heidi out for a couple of things. First of all, she was up for 3 different Business Builder Awards. And she was number 7 out of 10, top 10 for the points earned for Founders Club. So we were super excited for everything that she's been doing and then being honored and recognized like that. So congratulations, Heidi. And would you share your takeaways?
Thanks, guys. First of all, can you hear me? Because I know the last time when I was on here and I was unmuted, it was kind of, you can hear me now? Okay. So
Yep,
I wanted to just make sure because I'm on my computer this time. I didn't know if it was going to work. Thanks for the shout out. I appreciate it. That was really, I wasn't expecting any of that at all. So that was awesome. That was exciting for me. So thank you. The one that I really, really highlighted here was, and I can't remember who said it, but the FOMO is real. That to me was a big one because you really have to post things on your page and make people feel that, because there's so much out there that people don't realize what they're missing out on. And that's why like Founders Club and all those big trips that we can all earn, they need to realize what they're missing out on if they're not a partner with us. So that one is huge. That one stuck out to me big time. And good energy is contagious. We always need to make sure that we are showing the energy we have, showing how positive we can be. Always be excited when you're posting. And going live is huge. When you're going live, make sure you're showing your excitement, showing people how excited and how much fun our community is. Just like this last weekend, how much fun our lives and just, our snaps and everything we had were just so much fun. Everybody needs to have that community in their life. Let's see. Self-development was one I wrote down because it's something I need to do myself. I'm not a huge reader and it's something I need to do for me. And I'm going to start doing that now. So I wrote that one down, and I know it's something everybody else does for their business. And so that's one I'm going to start doing for me. So I wrote that one down. And then Jana said this one, and it's something I've always done and I'm always going to do. And it really is very helpful, is keep onboarding super simple and just do one step at a time. And I think that's very, very, it's a key thing. And that I think that's what Oliver's getting at now and is going to make things way more better for everybody, including customers and partners. And that is what I'm super excited about. with Oliver coming on board is because he's a go-getter and he is after it, and he's not going to sit on things. He's just going to bring it. And everything is going to be simplified. So that one is a big one for me. What else do I have here? Let's see. One thing that Kim Ann and Mark said is something that I'm going to really get good at too, is studying the products really, really well. I know my GLPX because that's what I use, and it's what I has worked really well for me. So I have a lot of people ask me about it. So, but I need to get really good about the other products because obviously we do have a ton of products out there, but I really, really need to get better at knowing a lot of the other products. So when they said know your products, I wrote that one down, and I need to get better at, like the getting bigger and better at the action and all the other products that, what's all in it and all that stuff, all the ingredients in the other products, not just GLPX. So that's one. Follow up, building relationships, obviously, is one I'm getting into. And then obviously, Founders Club is huge for me. So draw the 8 circles, start thinking of who your 8 uniques are, print out your tracker. So I went in and dug deep into that today, printed everything out. And then I printed out that weekly success tracker that they came up with. Didn't have that before, so I now have that printed out. And I printed out all that verbiage that Lacey had. So I have that in front of me now too. So just getting ready to work on Founders. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I have a lot of notes that I could have just read off to you guys, but those are just some key ones that I have.
That's awesome. Those are all good. And I'm just going to compound on this, what all of you have said, that Oliver's fresh energy. He's bringing fresh energy to our company. And one of the first things that he said on Thursday afternoon was culture eats strategy for breakfast. Because we all sit around, and I don't care what rank anybody is, and you try to strategize what you need to do next. And just to compound on what Heidi said, we need to expose our culture, because he came from other places, and some of us have been in other places. Our culture is second to none to go along with all the other things that you girls have said. The Mamba mentality stuck out big for me. If you know what a Mamba is, it's a great big snake that hunts. And really, the Mamba mentality came from Kobe Bryant, because in the NBA, he was known as the Mamba because he could strike and strike quick, and he was deadly. He wanted the ball in his hands at the end. And the first piece of being a Mamba in this mentality is that obsession with what you do is not optional. Obsession is not optional. Failure or missed shots, in Kobe Bryant's case, missed shots are necessary. Failure is necessary. We have to learn to fail to move. And somebody said, I can't remember who said it, but you have to fail forward. I think it was Nancy that said that. And you miss every shot you don't take. We've all heard that, but that was a huge thing that came out of that. And then Bryant, in his Mamba mentality, said, look, you have to methodically eliminate your holes. And what he was talking about there was to methodically and slowly work on your weaknesses. You're going to want to make your strengths bigger, because that's the strength of what you do. And then slowly, methodically work through getting better at the things that you feel you need to change. And then the last part of the Mamba mentality is explore creatively. Don't worry about being creative, or I would worry about being mundane. So the last part of that Mamba mentality is to hustle, grind, and execute. You know, we all go through the grind. As long as we hustle and execute, don't worry about it. You're going to want the ball in your hands when it counts. And that comes from preparation. And that preparation isn't sitting around thinking about it. It's the action steps that you take. Reaching out to your people, those kind of things. The last thing that I have is John Addington said, life moves on small decisions. And those decisions result in two things. Or those two, that produces two things. Results and bullshit. So you're gonna have results or you're gonna have BS. And everybody will concentrate on the BS, unfortunately, because we all know society dwells on the negative. So dwell on the positive and the results are going to come. Just keep making those small decisions. It's not a huge decision that we all made to get in this business. The biggest decision about getting in this business was, what kit am I going to get, or what kit can I afford, right? When you got started. But you all have that small decision that you wanted something, and so don't make the business any bigger than that. Move forward every day with something, with small decisions. And like all y'all said, man, we could go on for hours here trying to fill you in. Those of you that have been to conferences before, you ain't never experienced what Oliver and everybody else bring to the table on this. Go to Flame, because it's going to be bigger and better. And we've been promised a zinger. I mean, Fling is going to be something special. And it's just getting started. This man's 41 years old and he's ready to roll and take us, you know, Rudy said last function that he wanted to take us into outer space, right? And Oliver's the man. He's going to lead us into outer space. And he's going to put everybody on a rocket ship because he's got big plans. And he don't sit around saying, "Oh, something's coming, something's coming, something's coming." He's going to deliver. He already delivered these first 15 days. There's more to come in October. And then I can't wait until they release what's coming in November. I just know that at the end of October, there's going to be some great things happen.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things is at the end of the month, we know we have a huge virtual corporate opportunity meeting, and they'll have some things attached to that. So make sure you keep that in the back of your mind, but also that you're sharing it out with people as we start learning about that, so that they have it. You know, if you can't get together with them in, you know, sip and see or in person or something, and you want to expose it to them, invite them to that when that opens up.
We don't know the date or any of that.
Yeah,
yet,
so as soon as we know that, we'll let you know. But the document that I dropped into our leaders chat, it has in there kind of a calendar of when things are happening. And so if you look at that, it kind of walks through like what dates things are happening, gives you an idea. You know, that's one of the things we asked for, was help us plan. You know, we need to know what's coming, not necessarily the details of what's coming, but the dates, so that we can kind of gear ourselves up, especially when you're working full time, needing to know that kind of stuff. But there are two things that I wanted to share with you. One was that the comment was made, it's not what you're willing to do, it's what you're willing to do consistently. You know, so consistency, we hear about that all the time. And, you know, think about when you start a workout program, if you stop, how hard it is to get started again. And so I know that we kind of pound that into your head, but if you can do something every single day, it's better than having bursts of activity and then nothing, and then a burst and then nothing. And so just getting into that habit. The other thing I want to tell you is they have a new app. So we have Xander for our bundles, and we have Zoe for our business app. So now just so you know, you can contact corporation, Kelly and Heidi, you can text them through your leader line. The rest you can call in and you can just say, can you give me the Zoe app so I know what my new business partners are going to get? And when you do that, then you get, like I did today. So the first message that I got, just to give you an idea, was congrats on partnering with Xander, or with Xyngular, Jan. I'm Zoe, your biz bestie, here in partnership with your upline. We'll be checking in over the next 90 days to keep you on track. Save me in your contacts. Standard message rates may apply, you know, that little message, but that's the first message that's sent out. And then each day I'll be getting a message, so I know what my new business partners are going to be getting. All right.
Yep. Yep.
Anything-
The conversation that, and the last thing that came to mind when Jen was saying, I had a conversation with Oliver, just a short one, and he said, that we'll be getting things at the beginning of the month. We'll be getting things in the middle of the month. We'll be getting things at the end of the month. It's never going to be the same. It's not always going to be, if you remember back 3 years ago, those of you that have been around that long, everything came at the end of the month. There was an end of the month promo, right? And so he's here to drive volume and drive Xyngular's volume. So he's coming up with the rest of the sales team. And I haven't seen that spirit in their eyes since I started, ever. Curtis and Ben and Josh and Jamie are so excited. And to see the spark in their eyes, and Oliver's saying, look, we're going to have things at different times of the month, every month. Now, does that mean we're going to have 2 or 3 things a month? Not necessarily, but just because we did the first 15 days of October doesn't mean we won't do the middle of November. Well, we do know that November is Black Friday, right? And Cyber Monday this year is in December, and there's going to be some other things in December as laid out. You can go into Xyngular distributor community, you can listen to them. I would suggest tonight after, you know, sometime tomorrow or later tonight, depending on if you're a night owl, go in and listen to whatever he has to say with Kala. Go back and listen to what he had to say with Freddie last week. But we're going to roll into the combo group here at 8 o'clock. And yeah.
Does anybody have anything else they want to share?
I got a question. Do we know the dates of founders for 2026?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
wrote
if
it
they ever
down.
said that.
Yeah.
25.
No, 26, the,
26. Yeah, hang on one second. I just popped it. It's just.
Sixth through the 13th.
He doesn't
Sixth
know.
through-
He said 3rd through the 10th or 6th through the 16th.
Well, I remember my calendar in front of me, but it's
It's the
We'll let you
6th
know
through the
as soon as we-
11th.
What is it?
6th through the 11th.
there you go.
6th
Okay.
through the 11th. Okay, thank you.
On that tracker, probably.
I didn't see it on the tracker,
Isn't
but
it? Oh, yeah, because
maybe
it's the same tracker
maybe
as
I just-
last year.
maybe I just missed it, but.
And then Fling is in Anaheim, April 10th through the 12th.
And
Okay.
Snickerdoodle is coming, but we just don't know at what point here in October. I'm guessing it's going to be in October. Wouldn't you think,
I-
girls? Just by what was said?
Yep.
Okay, well, we will see you guys on the next Team Zoom. We are going to be moving we're going to be going back to Sunday night Zooms at 8 o'clock on Sunday nights for just our team. And then the Monday night trainings will always be taking place. But definitely on Sunday nights, it'll be action steps. So we'll be talking about things that you can do to move your business forward that you can take and implement for the week. So it won't be just us sharing, it'll be different people on the team. But yeah, that's going to be kind of the focus of it so that we can take advantage of all these great things that are happening. So, all right, thanks for joining. Oh, hold on, you guys. I'm going to take a picture really quick.
Picture.
Whoa, my lighting is bad. Woo.
Want me to turn that light off?
Yeah, turn that light off quick.
Dang.
Sorry. I'll tell you when to smile. You all look yellow. Well, it's gotta be this one, I guess.
It is what it is now. I ain't turning that one off.
Oh, you're not?
No,
Okay.
because, okay.
All right.
Oh, here, let me turn it off.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. You get your head in here.
Hey, perfect.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, guys. All right, I'll
See
tag
you
you.
later.
I'll tag y'all in it. Bye.